we got married a little bit later in life. We were in our mid to late 30s, and really we're hoping to have a really big family, and kind of, I don't know, expecting that would happen. And it turns out that we just didn't get pregnant. So years went by and we weren't getting pregnant. It wasn't just an immediate, like, let's adopt. It was just like, well, we were trying, you know, let's keep trying. Let's do the surgeries. Let's do the hormonal, you know, things. Let's do naprotechnology. Let's keep trying. And it got to the place where, I mean, I was tired of it. I was done. I had had the surgery. I had done the hormones. I was done. You know, we were just continuing to pray about it. And I said, well, why don't we just start down the path of fostering to adopt?
We started going to the foster classes, which in the beginning I was very reluctant because it's just another thing to do. But one thing was very eye-opening is to hear the statistics of those children in care that need parents. And so once I heard that, really the switch flipped into not so much focus on me. Now the need is on the kids, and the need for a father and a mother.
I mean, it was about 2 years before we got our first phone call. And they called us about a baby boy and said that he was about to be born, and were we willing to accept him. And so it was very exciting, but at the same time it was a little scary, because here we're bringing in a baby who might not stay with us. And I had a lot of fears going into that, thinking, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to become a mother, and then if he goes away, like, I'll no longer be a mother anymore. And that was really hard, but we just trusted that this was God's plan for our family. So we said yes, and we brought him home, and it was such a joyful experience. Like, we just allowed ourselves to just enjoy every moment of it. You know, we were bringing home a baby. We called all of our friends and family, and they all brought gifts, and they threw me a baby shower, and it was just like we had given birth, you know. I remember staying up and not wanting to sleep because I just wanted to rock him and look into his little face. And I remember Greg coming in and saying, honey, you need to go to sleep. And I'm like, but I'm so happy. And I just felt this sense that this was God's child. You know, instead of like clinging to him and feeling like, this is my baby, please don't take him. It was like, we get to take care of God's child. So when Anthony was when he was very young, we ended up being able to adopt him, which was such a surprise and such a joy. When Anthony was about 14 months old, Greg said to me one night, I think it's time for us to adopt again. And I thought, oh my goodness, like, how is this going to happen, right? Literally that very next day, I was giving a talk at our church about how every child is a gift. This woman came up to me that I had known, an acquaintance, and she said, well, I'm getting ready to get custody of my twin granddaughters, and I need to find somebody to adopt them. And I said, we'll take them.
Unbeknownst to me.
Greg wasn't right there at the moment. And so I went to Greg and I was like, guess what? We're gonna get to adopt twins, maybe. After I had given my talk, their grandmother came up to me and was like, the girls belong with you. So that's how that ended up. And so we ended up getting the girls.
The next day that you brought the twins over and wanted to see how they interact with Anthony. And
oh my gosh, we have the cutest video of him like playing with his little truck and then handing it to the girls and like them playing. And then we have a video where he has this cup full of Cheerios and he takes one and then he feeds one of the girls and then he feeds the next girl. And then the dog is sitting there, and so then he gives one to the dog and then he's just going around in a circle feeding Cheerios. It was so amazing because, you know, I had thought, gosh, we would love to have siblings, you know, for Anthony, but we just didn't know how that was going to work out. So God just worked all that out, right? So we ended up with the twins. And then when the children were all 4 years old, we were really praying for another child. and really hoping for a little boy so that Anthony was not outnumbered so much by the girls. And we got a phone call for another baby boy. And this time I feel like our hearts were a little more free to accept whatever God's will was for this child. So we ended up bringing JP home, and it was such an exciting time. You know, the children were so excited, and we told them, you know, this child needs a home right now, needs a family right now. And we don't know if he's gonna get to stay with us, but we're gonna be his family and we're gonna take care of him. And they were overjoyed. And they kept saying, you know, I hope we get to keep him. I hope we get to keep him. And we're like, I know, but we want to just pray for, you know, we want to pray for his birth mother to get better so she can take care of him, because that would be the best scenario, is for his birth mother to be able to take care of him. But if she can't, then, you know, we'll get to keep him. You know, being able to teach the children about God, getting to teach them everything, teaching them what it means to be in a family, what it means to live as a Christian, to take care of others, to be aware of the needs of others. It's been beautiful to see how loving our children are and how concerned they are with helping other people. They have such beautiful hearts. We have a neighbor who lost a husband recently, and they immediately wanted to make her cards and gifts, and our little son put some money in there. Like, he had like a quarter and a couple of pennies, and he put it in a card and put it in her mailbox. And he said, well, she doesn't have a husband to take care of her anymore, so I want to help take care of her. It's just so sweet. So just to see these children developing and growing up has been such a joy. As is God, you know, he's always a surprise. You never can anticipate the depths of joy, but then also, you know, you have sorrow, just like with anything in life. You experience that in family life as well. But the joy definitely outweighs the sorrow, and even in the sorrow you experience the joy and the happiness